Guys, so today I'm gonna make something that I've been wanting to make for a while, but I just never got around to it. It's inspired by Greece again. It's not Mediterranean, but in Greece there were a lot of the restaurants, they had these like vegetarian. They were like stuffed peppers. So they were stuffed with rice and seasonings and herbs. So I'm going to do my own version of that. I'm going to do some stuffed red peppers with lentils, because lentils are better for you than rice. And I'm going to mix that with some sauteed garlic, onion, and mushrooms, and some kale. So, and I'm using red lentils, so it's like fava. It's another word for it is fava. So I have the lentils are pretty much done. What I did is I boiled 1 cup of the lentils, the dried lentils, with 1.5 cups of water and some salt and pepper. And I prefer to buy like not the already made lentils, like not the canned ones, but the ones that are just dry, because they're not enriched with anything. All it is, the only ingredients is just lentils. So you don't have any added extra stuff that could possibly have, some type of thing that your body doesn't want. You want to stick to whole forms. So for those of you that don't know much about what a lentil is, first of all, it's from the legume family. So it's actually a bean, but it doesn't really taste. It tastes better than a bean, though. It's not like all big. They're little, and they're almost like a mixture between like rice and a bean. So some of the health benefits are let's see. So they're a very good source of cholesterol lowering fiber. Not only do they help lower cholesterol, they are of special benefit in managing blood sugar disorders, since their high fiber content prevents blood sugar levels from rising rapidly after a meal. So if you have diabetes, you really want to eat a lot of lentils. And I have low blood sugar, so I should probably eat a lot of lentils too. They provide an excellent amount of important minerals. So our B vitamins and protein. For people that don't think a vegetarian diet has a lot of protein is just not educated. Pretty much every legume, every green is full of protein and B vitamins, the main thing that you need. There's virtually no fat in them, so if you're trying to lose weight, there's no fat in it. So and it's also really good for your heart. Here's a study. In a study that examined food intake patterns and risk of death from coronary heart disease, researchers followed more than 16,000 middle-aged men in the U.S., Finland, the Netherlands, Italy, former Yugoslavia, Greece, and Japan for 25 years. Typical patterns were higher consumption of dairy products in Northern Europe, higher consumption of meat in the U.S., higher consumption of vegetables, legumes, fish, and wine in Southern Europe, and higher consumption of cereals, soy products, and fish in Japan. Researchers analyzed this data in relation to the risk of death from heart disease. They found that legumes were associated with a whopping 82% reduction in risk. So for those of you that think that I am following a fad or, whatever, there's tons of studies on the health benefits of vegan foods. So not only are they extremely healthy, and they'll cure your body, you can make them taste really good, okay? So before you want to start talking out of your assholes, educate yourself. The information it's almost like, how can you deny these facts? They're in your face if you just look up a little. Just because the news doesn't tell you this, You know what the news is? The news is a bunch of bullshit. It's all distractions from the truth of what's actually going on in this world. And it's part of the New World Order. And the way they're going to get this population control thing is by killing people off. How do you kill people off? You feed them poison. So if you want to look into any of that, the real information is readily available, and they're all backed up by facts. Okay, so before you want to start arguing with me and you don't do your research, first of all, these people that are arguing with me, these meat lovers, they're not doing their research. And then they just want to tell me I'm crazy. And I'm backing it up with studies on studies. I'm sorry. I'm not going to fall to the puppets. The puppets, i.e. The media, the government, and the elite industries. Okay? I'm not going to fall for it, and neither should you, because your generations aren't going to last. Anyway, sorry, I get a little heated. It's Friday night. I hope everybody's doing something fun. I'm just hanging out here by myself, but I'm not complaining. I enjoy this peace and quiet and beauty. Okay. So anyway, so what I have going here, right here I have the mushrooms, onion, and garlic that I'm going to saute. And I need to throw that on there because this thing is like way too hot because I was talking too much. I'm going to turn that off actually. And then over here I have the lentils. They kind of, see, it kind of makes like a puree. It almost looks like mashed potatoes. And they're really, really good. They're good for you. Shit, I let that go too long. And then I have the red peppers in the oven at 350 degrees, which I'm going to take those out in a few minutes because I don't want them like mushy. I just want them like a little warm. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm waiting for this to cool down. I got this way too hot. So Todd's at the hospital. His daughter had a back surgery a while ago, and she has this really horrible infection. So hopefully she'll be okay. The infection's getting close to her spine, to her bone. So we're hoping the infection does not make it to the bone. So she's on some antibiotics to cure that. So just kind of saying prayers. I'm just chopping the rest of my mushrooms. All right, so I think the pan's cooled down enough. I'll go ahead and add the garlic and the onions. Sorry, it's dark in here, but this lighting, when I turn it on, it's like really bad. You can deal with the dark. It's kind of getting dark outside. Sauteing this for a few minutes, and then I'll add the mushrooms and some hot red pepper and some wine. I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven off because I don't want the peppers to get all soggy and mushy. I just want them like a little warm. Okay, so that's all you got to do with those. And all I did was take one big red pepper and cut it in half. So Todd and I can each have one, and then whatever is left of the lentil mixture we'll just have on the side. So that'll be good. Season this with some salt and pepper. I just season everything. You don't want to season things right when you put it on. You want to let it cook down a little bit because then it'll absorb the salt and pepper better. That's a little trick. Don't add it right away. It won't absorb. It'll just burn off. So as soon as the onions get translucent, I'll go ahead and add the mushrooms. And then after the wine, and then once that kind of cools down, then you add the kale, because otherwise the kale will get really soggy and almost dissolve, and it'll lose all of its nutrients too. So, anyways, so I know I talk about GMOs all the time, but it's so sad. El Salvador, like our country, they want to like help everybody. They want to give all of our tax dollars to every other country, which first of all I don't agree with. But anyways, this is kind of a sad situation. So El Salvador, it's a very poor country. The United States decided to pull out all the foreign aid and the money that they give El Salvador, because El Salvador is refusing Monsanto seeds. They're refusing genetically modified seeds because they are smarter than most of us, and they know that that's going to poison them and kill them. So they're like, we will, fine, take your foreign aid bullshit, go fuck yourselves. And it's just really sad. Like, we think the government runs the company, or not the company, the world. So that's what most people think. But most people are not, they don't educate themselves. I'm not talking out of my ass. I've researched these things very in-depthly for the past few years, as a matter of fact. It's not the government. A lot of people, that's what they first think. It's not the bankers. That's what people that are a little bit smarter think. So the bankers, no, it's not the bankers. Then there's the Federal Reserve, which a lot of people think is part of the government, which it's not. It's its own entity. The Federal Reserve controls the bankers because they control the money supply. They are in charge of interest rates. They control how much money is available. They print the money. So it's not them. It's actually the people that control the food. Because before people need money, the first thing they need, the first priority of living is food. So whoever controls the food in the biggest industrial way possible controls the world. So Monsanto happens to control the fucking world. They convinced the bankers and then the government to take out the foreign aid. So don't always believe what you hear and see. Do your research. Why would I make this up? I know this is not good news. People don't like bad news. But the more people that know, then there's a movement. And things change. Good will always conquer evil. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add my mushrooms. Sorry, I'm babbling. This video is too long now. I can already tell it's too long. Oh well. Nobody really watches them anyways. There's a few people. I'll get like 50 views on YouTube, which I'm fine, you know. As long as some people, I don't care. As long as some people are watching them. It doesn't have to be everybody. I don't need 100,000 hits. I'm happy with two hits. As long as somebody, then I'm doing my job. As long as somebody is benefiting, I'm doing my job. Just one person. Ooh, that is looking good. Get a little bit. mushrooms cook just a little bit more before I add the wine. That's another trick with cooking mushrooms. You want to wait till the mushrooms cook a little bit before you add the wine. You don't want to just throw it in there, just like salt. Otherwise, it'll just burn right off without absorbing the flavors. I'm going to go ahead and take this lid off of the lentils. Do you guys like my shirt? Look at the back of it. It's like so cool. And it's nice because it's hot out, so this makes it real breathable. So I don't have to turn the air conditioner on, it's just like breathing. So cool, huh? It was like, how much? It was like $15 or something at this little local store. So, also another thing, shop local. Keep businesses alive. Keep small family businesses alive. Don't support big monopolies. Walmart, mom and pop shops. Okay, now I'm going to add the wine. Oh, this is good. Once the wine reduces, I'm going to go ahead and add the lentils and the kale. And you'll know it's reduced when you don't see any of the liquid left. That's reducing. I'm going to take out the peppers. I already turned the heat off a while ago. Ooh, they smell good. Ooh, they smell good. I didn't put anything on them either. I didn't put any oil or, see if you can see these. I didn't put any oil or anything on them. They're very pretty though. I'm just going to put them on a plate. Ooh, hot, hot. And you just want to heat them because you want everything, you don't want to like put something hot into something cold. And also when you cook them, it brings out the flavors a little bit more. Okay, so I hope you guys are like doing something fun. It's summertime, you know, maybe like out on a patio having some cocktails, or I don't know, going to a concert, or you know, going to the beach. As long as you're with good people, right? Doesn't matter what you're doing. As long as you're content in your heart and you're happy with who you're with. That's what's important. This is way too long of a video, so I'm just going to walk you through what I'm going to do for the rest of this to finish it up, and then I'll post the whole thing, the whole recipe on my site, lovingvegangoddess.com, YouTube Vegan Cooking, or my Facebook page, Loving Vegan Goddess. So I have these here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lentils into my mushroom mix, and then I'm going to let those flavors come together a little bit, and then I'm going to add some kale just to add some greenness, almost more for color, I think, than anything, because it's not going to add really a lot of flavor. And then I'm going to put that in the red pepper, almost like a bowl. And then whatever's left of the lentil mix we'll put on the side to eat by itself, because it'll be just as yummy. Okay, so check it out on my website, lovingvegangoddess.com. I hope I didn't piss anybody off in this video. But seek truth, seek awareness, because it will give you a lot of freedom that you didn't even know. Knowledge is power. Okay, so for those of you trying to push the truth movement, keep on keeping on. Don't give up, no matter how many people go against you. Okay, peace and love as always. Have a great weekend, everybody. Mwah.